Welcome to the Carmelite Quotes Podcast, where we share Carmelite wisdom to encourage and inspire. The Carmelite calendar is rooted in the Church's liturgical year. It doesn't stand apart from it, it's shaped by it. Our feasts and memorials follow the rhythm of the Roman Rite, reflecting the order's long habit of listening to the Church, praying with her, and staying close to her liturgical life. Cardinal Anders Arborelius, our Discalced Carmelite bishop from Sweden, once wrote, "The Carmelite saints have an extraordinary capacity to point to essentials. When they speak about the Church, they always do so in a tone of prayer and adoration." Well, that tone is especially needed now as we draw near to the holiest days of the liturgical year. Stay with us. This week, the Carmelite calendar steps aside to make room for the Church's Paschal Mystery. 3 feast days, each honoring a remarkable Carmelite, aren't observed this year. And why? Because they fall on days of even greater liturgical weight. On April 17, we normally celebrate Blessed Baptist Spagnoli, a Carmelite reformer and poet from Renaissance Italy. Born in Mantua in 1447, he entered the order before the Theresian Reform and became one of the most important voices in the Carmelite order's renewal. A brilliant humanist and theologian, he later served as prior general, helping to restore a spirit of prayer and penance in the community. He died in 1516, offering his learning and leadership completely to the Church. But this year, his feast falls on Holy Thursday, the very threshold of the Paschal Triduum. And then on April 18, we remember Blessed Mary of the Incarnation, Avrilo, better known to many as Madame Acquerie. She was a 17th century French noblewoman, a wife, a mother of 4, and a deeply contemplative soul. After her husband Pierre's death, she played a leading role in bringing the Discalced Carmelite nuns to France. She helped Blessed Anne of Jesus and Blessed Anne of St. Bartholomew to establish the first Carmelite monasteries in France, starting with the foundation in Paris. Eventually, she joined the order herself as a lay sister, taking the name Mary of the Incarnation. She died in 1618, known for her humility, her love for the poor, and her deep devotion to the Eucharist. But this year, her feast falls on Good Friday, when the whole Church falls silent at the foot of the cross. And finally, on April 23, we would normally celebrate Blessed Teresa Mary of the Cross Manetti, foundress of the Carmelite Sisters of St. Teresa. Born in 1846 in Campi Bisenzio near Florence, she felt drawn to the spirit of Carmel from a young age. With a group of companions, she began living a life of prayer, education, and service among the poor. That little group eventually became a congregation that received the Teresian rule and spread not just throughout Italy, but even to the Holy Land, where her sisters still serve today. She died in 1910, remembered for her joy, her courage, and her big-hearted trust in God. But this year, her feast falls on Wednesday in the octave of Easter, when the Church is still filled with the joy of the resurrection. So in this holiest stretch of the year, these 3 blesseds quietly fade into the background. And it's beautiful because they don't insist on being seen or celebrated. They step back, they let the liturgy speak, And without saying a word, they teach us how to keep vigil with the church, how to adore, how to stay still before the mystery of Christ. And now, stay with us for a preview of our new podcast season. As we enter into the Triduum and the octave of Easter, let's follow these great saints and blesseds. Let's let the liturgy carry us, not rushing ahead, not falling behind. Just be present to the mystery as it unfolds. And we're coming to the end of our first full year of the Carmelite Quotes podcast, so stay with us as we begin our new season next month. We'll be focusing on how the Carmelite tradition helps us live more deeply in the Church's liturgical life. So thanks so much for listening throughout the past year. You can find all our episodes on the major podcast platforms, but now you can also find us on the new Carmelite Quotes Substack, where we are publishing daily reflections completely free, in addition to the continuing Carmelite Quotes blog on WordPress. So wherever you listen or read Carmelite Quotes, thanks for your enthusiasm and support. And as always, blessings from Carmel.